have it. The game now underway and out of range, rushing the north. While Rage.Quit is going completely south, this could work perfectly, Mojo.
Yes, but for out of range. Because Rage.Quit is getting an info. Oh snap, our blind rush did not work there on the other side.
This
oh snap,
is
red
not
alert.
good for Rage.Quit now. Out of range, we'll have a lot of guys on the cap here. Valen, that AMX 50B going to E3, and Seba and Gremic have to be careful here. Even that T62A is going to make it across, and now the shells start coming in, Mojo, and out of range here, coming from the bushes. Gremic getting absolutely wrecked from all sides. He will be the first one going down. Now Seba, a lot of shells still left. The next one on the focus here, out of range, coming out strong from the start as Seba goes down. Both 113s down, and this is horrible for Rage.Quit.
You'll have to ask Mikmek on next interview, did he expect the unexpected in this game?
Wow.
Because this was really painful to watch.
Now the counter push coming in from Rage.Quit, they want to equalize this. They know these batches have used a lot of shells, but Vala in A3 in his 50B waiting with 4 shells could ruin this entire thing now.
And
out of range repositioning as well.
And look at the reaction of out of range. They realized the counter push is in motion, so they immediately ran away, left the single shooter formula who can angle together with Rage while they're reloading. Because even if Rage.Quit kills them now, and they will just use most of the shells and they will just die in the next counter push. And that's it. Here you go.
Now Raging is also pushing forward. He is taking all the damage here from the Rage.Quit boys. Already dropping very low towards a one-shot. Mikmak seems to want to take him down as he does, but there comes the rest. The entirety of out of range now pushing in these batch shots. Mikmak getting focused. Cactus as well. #1 skills. This is going great for the out of range boys as slowly but surely they're closing out the game and Rage.Quit falling to pieces.
I would not even say slowly but surely definitely, and very fast, because this is one of the fastest games we've seen so far. Destruction of Rage.Quit is imminent. And guys, if you wonder why people leave, people spotting that cap, well, there's a reason.
This is why people leave an IS-4 on A7.
IS-4,
spotter.
T62, clipper behind, spotter ahead, anything but an empty side, because a YOLO like this was very popular before, and there is no reason for anyone not to do it again.
Now, Pure Scale almost really loaded in his 3090, but not much to be done in this one, as a lot of those out-of-range guys are on very, very high HP.
Oh, this is one of the most moments. You can do it, boy. Maybe.
That's the first.
Ooh. Care with the dead commander doesn't even see him, probably.
Wait, that's like 200 meters view range now. He's like, what? Where did he shoot me from? Now Pure Skill is coming in, and this is not going to end well as Formula Adin actually misses. But now everybody peeking from out of range. That should be it as Formula Adin closes it out, and that is going to be out of range very convincingly, picking up that first round. That was a total flunk from Rage.Quit.
Was a very interesting round, but honestly kind of frightful, because if out of range ran into 7 of Rage.Quit tanks, which is possible because they like to play that kind of unpredictable games, this would be a bloodbath. And not good one for out of range.
This was like, if you get... they got everybody across to A7 for free, and those 113s, yes, they have a lot of HP, they have a lot of armor, but when there's 4 back shots just raining hell, not much to be done.
But by the pick of Rage.Quit, they probably guessed they're just gonna do something like that, and they just went for the other cap. It was a good call, whoever made it in that team, Piotr probably, and it worked out. They didn't need any kind of rotations after that, because once they take those small buildings, they have all the firing angles they need to cap.
Good start from out of range, though. Definitely needed that one, if you remember, against Kazna crew. Going down a lot in the beginning now, picking up the first round. Very important for them, very important for that confidence as well.
Morale boost also.
Morale boost. Take a look at the stats from the first round here. You can see, call me Piotr, new multi-show, doing the damage.
Yes, Mikmek also there, but not many of his guys are there. Those poor 113s, we will see them right there somewhere in a smack bottom. Tier 10s doing maybe 1 shot.
It's 113s. Not much to be done for them. I mean, getting shot from 2 sides, raging peeking, batchat peeking, you know, those 113s kind of left out in the open to die pretty much.
Tactically wise, there was nothing to see.
It was a good read from out of range, if it was a read. Otherwise, there was a... could have ended really badly if Rage.Quit...
If it was just as blind push as Rage.Quit, I would be very worried. But it didn't look like that.
There we can see Gremic and Seba. Those 1-1-3s.
Well, they did one shot.
Well, they have to forget about this round. Just completely forget about it. It was a total flunk, total fail, pretty much.
They've been there,
They've been there and
so
done that.
they know how to deal with it. It's not a problem. I don't think they ever started a round with winning something.
They lost against...
TW Gaming
They
3
went
games in a
3-0
row.
down against WB. They went 2-0 down against Oops. I just don't know about Legend.
Maybe they had a lead there. Right, there you go.
And now Rage.Quit has to completely forget about this round as it was just a perfect read from out of range.
Yes, I'm really anxious to see just how we'll now out of range defend. I seriously doubt we'll have such a light setup
I doubt
again.
they'll go so light. I'm gonna pick some more beefy.
There is no need because all they need to do is wait for Rage.Quit to come somewhere and suicide.
Wouldn't call it like that, Mojo, but
Play overly aggressive.
play over tactical mistakes.
Yes. Well, Rage.Quit, known for their humongous pushes on Ghost Town. And this looked pretty similar to that. They just didn't hit where the enemy team was. That was the slight issue.
How surprised do you think they were when all of a sudden capture base is being captured?
Oh snap, break everyone, turn around, police.
Giving our teams to get ready into this round as well. But out of range, if I looked at the maps past this, and this is not the ideal maps for Rage.Quit, I would say, at all.
I don't know even why they left it there. I mean, none of the teams played it, but this is probably the worst map for a team like Rage.Quit, who likes to
Can't really surprise
rotate
on
and
this.
rush a lot. And then where will you do that on here?
Through the A-line.
Like, why didn't they even try to defend? This was one of the rounds they had a almost 90% chance to win, especially with the lineup we saw now by out of range. But okay, their choice. What can you do about that?
Not much. Now, Rubenberg, typically a very defensive map, very defensive favorite. We've seen it in the previous match days, the ways people try to break it is by bringing Oh-Ho.
Yeah, we've seen some cheese like that, hiding behind some tanks so you can cap. Some guys even brought an arty, but it's really hard.
Let's take a look at our lineups, though. We go coming in here into our second round. And out of range, as we said, a lot more heavy.
Yeah, if you have is no surprise there. Roof for spotting, okay, it can be either of the lights. Batshots 50B for a cover. On Rage.Quit side, also a bit more sturdy setup. Object 140s, 113s. Maybe they will try the open cap with this kind of lineup, you know?
More balanced lineup coming out there from Rage.Quit. I kind of like this as well. It's very... I don't know if they have the experience to take on an open cap, though.
Well, I don't know where will they utilize Object 140s otherwise, because there is no way in hell they will cross to those little buildings with that.
The window we saw Gorny in and then the hold down in the back. That's really the only positions.
Yeah, they can play those.
Let's see what Rage.Quit has in store for us now. Where it's out of range, going to extend their lead. Move into our second round here between these two, Mojo. And fairly common split here. A lot of tanks going through the middle.
It's also kind of an old school tactic, but Batshots going up north, will they just try to...
They want to catch somebody crossing. Pure Skill will spot and everybody else will aim. Multi-show. Getting past there. Now Pure Skill is dead. Pretty much done for. Multi-show realizing he got shot at. Will chase down Pure Skill and that will be there. 1390.
Yeah, but new Multishow cannot really push him down there because he does not know how many tanks can come from the lower side. Not everyone was spotted, and that's why he stayed there. And this position where new multi is kind of critical in one moment when you want to deal with someone trying to pressure the 2 cap fast. So now he has a crossfire with a bunch of his mediums, and if they try to go in the open field, it's gonna be a world of pain.
Now the boys from Rage.Quit here. There's a lot of force waiting for them though. Dezek, Raging Potato to come past this corner. Gonna be in a world of hurt pretty much now. At the same time, we see that bad shot from Piotr. Actually, Santi is not playing in this one. Just realized that one. Piotr moving down that 0 line.
Well, that's why you have so many people in a team, so you can switch them around when you need. So far, complete control out of range. All the crossfire shots are there. They don't have to do a thing. They just need to wait and see where will Rage.Quit commit. And I think they did a good guess because they are on a 2 cap and most of their team is there.
Micmac getting spotted out here, taking some damage, naturally taking even more Multi-show there in the bat shot, letting some shells fly. It's in a kind of okay position. He has a lot of cover as well from behind. Seba,
Again, getting wrecked.
those two FE215Bs were really just waiting for that. Now he has to get safe in this one, and slowly but surely, out of range, getting the advantage in this one.
Well, number of skills. Well, he's there in that window on middle line, on F line, but he doesn't really have who to shoot because Dezek and Raging are too careful to peek to get shot by him. New multi is too much down, so all he sees is an empty street at the moment, and he's just sitting there as a support for nothing.
Now Rage.Quit is not in a good situation, I'd say. Out of range has a lot of control, zero line control, AB line control. Don't really have to worry about anything in this one. Piotr is spotting whenever they cross, and multi-show can't really be pushed.
I'm still looking to see what is the idea behind the play of Rage.Quit, but I don't think they really thought this one through. They didn't even expect that kind of aggressive play from out of range on the start. So relying now on someone's mistake and maybe bad rotation. Okay, we saw out of range knows to be impatient. You remember that? That's actually how they got in a really bad play on Himmelsdorf, as example, against Rusty Roster. So we know that can happen, but they should really not.
Also, I noticed another thing that we didn't point out. You see Deja?
Yeah, no.
No. So neither Santi nor Deja playing in this one. Kind of a surprise.
Deja is supposed to be their main damage dealer, but also they might have some other obligations today. Maybe they're not giving that much credit to Rage.Quit either.
They are in a good situation here to possibly pick up the second round as well. Now the rotation coming out, but so far Karolf has not had to move a single bit. And they do decide to go for that A-line rush. Don't feel like it will work very well.
Really slow game, guys. Not much going on. Rage.Quit is still filling out their options here. They by now realize the field is not that one. So after 2 minutes of debating, they're finally rotating to other side of the map. But by the disposition of out of range tanks, and they already know where the FE heavies are, they're not gonna do much better either there.
Now Formula Adin just waiting, and those FE215Bs will be able to turn around their guns should enemy crossing over the A-line, and Karolf will give that information fairly early as well. So this push could be shut down before it really even happens.
You know what can actually work? B-line and F-line push in the same time.
Yeah, but Gramek is kind of left as Halu decides he wants to stop right here.
True, Mikmek, true.
And did he crash?
No. No, it doesn't look like that.
What is he waiting for?
Probably the rest of his team to arrive.
Now he's going. Pure Skill gets spotted. Halu gets spotted as well. Karolf in at RU251. Now it's going to be important how many shells Dezek and Raging can land on this crossing. Now Karolf getting absolutely wrecked in this one already. That RU251. Don't think he'll make it past here. One more shell. Pure Skill can't get it, but Halu, Micmac taking a lot of damage on this crossing from those FE215Bs. And Karolf peeking out and getting killed.
He did not have to die there. He was actually safe, and if he stood behind the house, he would just survive and stay alive and maybe make a block for his teammate. But maybe Formula will be able to use him as a good cooldown.
Nice shell there from Dezek onto Cactus, who's landing shell after shell against his FE215B. Now Formula Adin is still in a good position here, and a lot of times from out of range to be able to rotate here. The HP still in favor of out of range as well, so actually #1 skills chasing down Multi-Show. Not a great play there from Multi-Show, but in return they get Micmac and Cactus should be going down.
Raging and Dezek must push now because they know they have 2 guys in the back. They really don't need to deal with that. But oh, the HP and the crossfire coming in now for Rage.Quit is pretty decent.
Halu deciding to let his clip loose onto the FE215B of Dezek instead of Formula Adin and Vale. Now here, Piotr, I mean, there's still a chance for Rage.Quit in this one, but Seba is also being left behind, and he shall be the next one to go down.
If they manage to catch Call Me Piotr and kill him, they actually have a chance to do something.
If anything, I think Piotr is catching Gramek right now, but Piotr is now on reload. #1 skills will chase him down, so there's still a chance for Rage.Quit in this one, not after Formula Adin picks up Gramek though.
Gramek, big mistake there, but #1 skills playing the game of his life here at the moment.
2 clips already for him in this one. I mean, technically, 3 minutes. Can he do it, Mojo?
Really hard, because at the moment the pure skill dies unless he manages to take out Vale down.
He needs 2, 4.
He needs to take entire tank while pure skill dies. And
Pure
then
skill needs to land at least 1 shot onto Formula or Vale, so you can clip both of them in 1 clip and then reload
I
again.
just don't see it happening,
I don't see
honestly,
it happening
because too much cooldown, too much experience there. They will just push together. He will kill someone, but the others will just keep him pinched.
Vala missing another one here. Now getting wrecked by number 1 skills in return, but number 1 skills is spotted in this one now. He's taking some damage too,
And
but still.
he will be in reload really soon. His teammate is down. So now they know all they need to do.
He just hit Vala on the move.
Whoa, what a gangsta move.
Did he just hit Vala on the move?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Now he has enough shells to kill Raging or Vale, whoever he decides to. So it's not over in this one. Formula Adin is a non-factor in this one. If you can pick up Raging Potato here.
No, but combo of Formula and Raging is just too great. He will kill one of them, but he cannot kill them all. And Raging, you'll do 1 shot for sure.
Raging lands another shot here. Number 1 skills does pick it up. Vale, does he have ammo in this one? As he does, and it will be Vale to pick up number 1 skills. Now bringing the score 2-0 favor of out of range. That looked close. That came close, and it should have been in the end.
Came much closer than we expected, mainly because most of the out of range guys were first aimed on other side. So some of their damage came a bit later than expected.
Multi-show.
Bad move.
Not sure what happened there, really.
Like, they left one guy there more or less as a bait, and Multi was, oh, free damage. But then number 1 skills just stormed in and whooped him.
If Gremek survived that one, if he didn't pick up that far, there was a chance. There was a real opportunity there.
If he survived, the pure alpha he can bring in from another angles would make a big difference. But still, those 3 tanks would just take a different approach then. They had all the time they needed to deal with this. They would just go a bit different, and I still think they would prevail. They was just kind of careless because they knew, okay, we got around.
Now Mojo 2-0 down on Runeberg. It's kind of
expected.
We didn't really see as this is a map where Rage.Quit their style would be very effective. Take a look at stats in the meantime. Rage.Quit needs open maps. This is not this was never their map. And Raging Potato, 4.7k damage. Well done.
Rich game for him. Raging doing really good. Number 1 skills. Also, look at this, 4k almost. 3,951 for a botchat on a more or less city map. Really great damage.
That's great damage, killing Piotr and Multi-Show.
And a good play by him.
Good play, man.
And a lot of luck with RNG while he's driving also.
That as well. But then, look at the bottom part here. Micmac, Halu, Multi-Show. Not what we expect from Multi-Show. Not the greatest performance. Even Vale had a lot of opportunities to do damage, I think.
Yeah. Multi, you need to be even more back than you are normally.
Ooh. Shots fired. Now,
Multi took a lead point here in this game, and it didn't just work out well.
That's not something he usually takes a lead from the back.
Yeah. It works better for him, definitely, damage-wise.
He just likes the color red, Mojo.
Red line is always popular.
He got that one. Now, Mojo, moving into our next map here again. I don't feel like this is a Rage.Quit map, really.
No.
It's very hard to be surprising, fresh, new on a map like Morovanka.
Out of range has a lot of experience how to play a bush map like this. This is really highly defensive map. If you are doing a defense role, same as Ruinberg, it's really hard to break it. You need a lot of experience in the team. Not as hard as on Ruinberg though. But out of range in attack, maybe Rage.Quit can just surprise them with some rotation there.
I don't know. I really don't know. Morvanka out of range can just camp up in the corner. When we look at the lineups, can just camp up in the corner.
Not when they're attacking.
Aren't they defending first?
No, they're defending first, but they will have to play attack sooner or later, yeah?
First round here, defense, and Rage.Quit, 7 bad shots. I like this.
Oh, nice. All French setup here for Rage.Quit in attack. That can be a really painful setup if they actually manage to get an angle on attack. Will they play tactical against a 1390? Are they even capable of doing it? If they are, they should watch that Kazna
Well,
replay
Kazna
that
had a
played the
gorilla.
last time.
Kazna did have it, which made it a lot easier for them because Stefan landed some really nice shells in that one.
Yes, but also that Grille took out light tank in a bush.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying, Rage.Quit, if they know how, if they can clear those bushes by these bot shots, fine. They have a real advantage and they can play the cap game. If not, it's going to have to be a suicidal push at the end.
Out of range, this lineup pretty much as standard as you can go. Really, STB for one line, E5 for anchor, TVP for burst. But it does seem like our teams already is Rage.Quit finally going to turn on their engines, so this out of range going to extend their lead. Let's find out as we move into Muravanka.
Muravanka, a map with a great number of buildings, bushes and trees, amongst which teams hide for most of the battle. The attacking team begins the battle from the top of the village, and the defenders start from the bottom of the map. Both bases are better controlled from the hill near the first base, and from the green in the lower left corner of the map. There are many attack directions. The attacking team often attempts to gain the attention of defenders by putting pressure on the first base, whilst manoeuvring several tanks behind the second base to deliver fire into the defending's flank. Team setups are very diverse, but the players often choose the fastest tanks, even for heavy setups. They could even bring SPGs.
No SPGs in this one, though, and Karol. Oh, now he takes this bush over here.
And as we kind of expected, a really fast play by Rage.Quit.
All seven. All seven of Rage.Quit waiting over there. Now, what is the plan going to be? Putting triple cap pressure already. Sure. Fine. Okay. What's your next move?
Counter push. They're just waiting to see if out of range is split somewhere, and they'll just go all on one side.
They really want to push that.
There you go.
Already.
They're already going from the lower side. Look at this.
Could it work though? Now the entirety of Rage.Quit on that 3 line. They want to catch somebody out. At the same time, the push coming over from the other side as well. And it looks like Raging Potato is going to be the first poke. No, Dezek actually. Dezek already out of this one. Formula Adin out of this one as well. Now
What
these bad shots are doing a lot of clips. Piotr is the next one. Can they take down Piotr? It's very crucial. But multi-show goes down in return. And this is actually working out great so far. Now these bad shots are almost out of ammo. But there's only 3 guys left for out of range.
There is no one to shoot them now.
There is nobody to shoot them anymore. Now Karol is on a one-shot. Micmac will come in and
finally
take him
coming
out.
in there.
There comes Micmac. Will take out Karol, and it's all auto Raging Potato and Vala. Mojo, this worked wonderfully.
Yes, now they need to just retract and start the cap on a lower cap, and it's a pure win for them. New meta by Rage.Quit. There you go, Pac-Man meta. This is a really
great focus fire. Really, really great focus fire. Ignoring Raging Potato, taking down Dezek, taking down Piotr, taking down Formula Adin, and taking down Multishow. Ignoring the 2 single shooters completely.
It's not only ignoring the 2 single shooters, they're completely ignoring the slowest tanks. So anyone who can do any meaningful rotation is left out of the equation. Now these guys need to approach, kind of try to decap.
There's no chance for them. If they set up a decent crossfire here, soon as
no, and they left guys with a lot of HP in a cap, so whatever, they can even allow themselves to get shot. The other guys will just move them out. Like, what they even could have done is immediately go with the one guy on 3 line and just get cross shots while these guys are getting down. But they're just, you know, stick together team too much.
Now they do decide to retract from the cap. It's a good decision. Now Raging Potato kind of out in the open here in the D5. They will rotate around him and punch him from the side. And shell onto Halo.
Any of these bot shots like Gremek or whoever, he's just supposed to be now on 3 line and just pound them to death, because they would not be able to return fire.
Now, Rage.Quit is starting to throw away a lot of HP here.
Yeah, they didn't expect this to work that well.
Now throwing away even more HP in this one, out of range, actually with the advantage. Now, Rage.Quit need to be careful in this one. They've thrown away good 1,500 HP at this point.
Can you do the unimaginable? Can you throw this round? That would be the challenge hard to achieve.
Please no. Not like this.
Why are they all on the same time?
I don't know.
Why do they not leave one guy on the other side to have a cross angles and shoot them in a butt when they are playing the hold down? Like, come on, guys.
Now Cactus takes another shell here. Boys.
Okay.
Raging.
Oh, Raging.
Doesn't pick up the first. Now, if Raging falls, They need to trade here. Vala picks them up, but now finally Rage.Quit seems to stabilize in this one. Yes, Micmac takes damage here. Can Vala do it? The 4v1. Can he land
Okay,
it?
Vala, you are a big guy. You can take them all on. Pretty
now,
sure.
Micmac is a 2-shot though, so if he makes Micmac a 1-shot, then there is a chance here for this one, Mojo. Every single one of them is 1-shot. Can Vala bring on the heroics? Can he do it? I mean, there is potential for this one.
Guys, go on a cap. That's how you do it in this game, not play Vala in cooldown. Like Gremek, if he manages to buy enough time, but I don't think he knows where Vala is. Vala should take him out, and he's alone on 3 guys, but he can do it.
Vala can do this now. Nice shot from Micmac, another nice one. Oh, this is not good for Vala. Needed that HP desperately. Not one shot still. I mean,
what
they
a
really,
drama llama game.
They really only need to just push him at the same time now, because he lost so much HP if they push him at the same time, like Cactus and Micmac. But I mean,
oh my god, the reload, the reload, the reload. He needs 2 shots to die. And.
Can he do it? Can he do it?
Oh! Half a second. Half a second.
Rage.Quit, what are you doing? What are they doing? Why?
This was quite amazing. Quite amazing.
They threw away 2k HP almost at that point. If Vala didn't take those 2 shells, he could have really,
this
really
would
have
be
done
a
it.
throw of a century.
The carry of the century as well.
No, just a throw, because come on, like 5-on-2 all Clippers, bushy map, and to do this.
Even Micmac staying on that ridge too long, making himself 1-shot, making it possible for Vala to do it. If he did it, it would have been.
You know what will Micmac say?
Expect the unexpected.
No, they're just giving them hope.
Oh yes. Now that was too close. It started off great, really, really great. We look at stats at the same time. Started off really great, but then not so great in the end.
Well, Raging and Potato. Raging and Potato.
Raging and
Vale.
Potato.
Yeah.
Oh. New players?
Happy Potato and Vale. They definitely did the bulk of damage for their team as the longest survivors. The other guys did not have any kind of chance to do it. Not surprisingly, next 5 guys in the list are from
Rage.Quit.
Cactus. Yay, we have immunity in both, I
Let's
think.
go.
Go, Cactus.
I have pure skill as well, though, I think.
Tough.
Tough life. But here we see the real issue. Piotr, Kerov, Dezek, Multi, Formula, Adin.
It was a really good blitz attack.
It was
and
really well planned.
It was kind of a blind play, risky play. So their style, unexpected.
It did work out, though. I mean, there was 3 bad shots even pushing around from the cap, taking out Dezek, taking out Piotr. At the same time, Formula Adin going down, Multi going down. It was just like one by one. The autoloaders from out of range died. And then it was Vala and Raging who almost made the impossible.
Well, out of range now has to really take care because they're attacking. And even when you defend, you can do a huge counter-attack somewhere, always. This is Moravanka. It's doable. They really have to stick together now. No splitting.
Some rounds, Rage.Quit looks like really, really good. This was good. This was really good. This was counter of the most standard thing.
Above all, it was fun.
I mean, at one point I really wanted Vala to do it. Really. I would have been so great.
That would be so hard.
I would have lost it in the last. Like,
come on, they deserved it.
If he got the last kill, I would have gone crazy.
Yeah, but even he's not muscular enough for that.
Let's take a look at the lineups, though, moving into our next round here. Now, out of range on the offensive side. Very... This just makes me smile, Mojo. 6 bad shots, 5 bad shots, and 2 TVPs. Only Clippers in this one. Let's go. It feels like Cliff.
Clippo meta.
I like this. I really do. I want to see them brawl again.
Interesting is because all the lineups are, of course, given far ahead. So they were planning to play like this. It's not some kind of response. So they were expecting Rage.Quit to play some YOLO-ish things, even in defense. Otherwise, you would not take this kind of setup. Now, out of range even has a chance to do the same to Rage.Quit. They can press those 2 tier 9 bad shots while covered by the rest in the very same cap.
Now, I'm not sure who I'm going to give the advantage to here. Kind of saying Rage.Quit. If those TVPs don't do more than 1 clip, it's going to be Rage.Quit. But it does seem like our game is ready. Only Clippers here. Let's see how both teams decide to use them. Moving into our 4th round on Moravanka. Mojo, what's happening?
I'm hoping to see a huge brawl right now. And they are going for the top cap. And probably tier 9 Bachats will go and trigger it. Now, the only unknown thing here is...
Are they gonna head on engage, Mojo? Are they gonna clash? They're gonna rumble?
immediately, is only unknown thing is will Rage.Quit do it? And they're... Oh, sneaky boys.
They're gonna get spotted by Vala though. Now the push.
And here we go.
Here we go. Here comes the pain. Here comes the rumble from Rage.Quit. Now they're all pushing around this corner. Who's the first one? That's going to be Dezek. Well, Gremic at the same time. Already Dezek going down here. Karolf is the next one. Rage.Quit needs to keep this focus fire up. Chasing them down one by one. Up and over they go. Raging Potato is going to be the next one now. Multi-show coming in. Still, this is looking good for Rage.Quit. Again, they're winning the trade.
They need to take Multi-show now.
They need to take down Multi-show.
Is there anyone left with the shells?
They're all on reload. Every single one from Rage.Quit seems to be on reload. And call me Piotr in that TVP, wrecking havoc onto Cactus. But Pure Skill now coming in with that 1390. Piotr's on reload, but those TVPs from Formula Adin now coming in as well. And this is the game changer for Out of Range. Formula Adin with that TVP as well now. Takes down Pure Skill now.
I think Out of Range managed to survive this just by a thread. Just by a thread. If they had a slightly better focus fire, this will already be over, because the key was a new Multi-show actually survived the fight.
Number 1 skills now, trying to take on Piotr, but Piotr has the reload available and picks them up. So it does look like Out of Range, managing to stabilize in this one. And those TVPs surviving.
Paid off. They paid off really hardcore in this kind of game because of the short reloads. They were able to pump up more than one clip.
They were able to reduce the advantage Rage.Quit has.
Now, the important thing is you need to understand, guys, who doesn't play Pro League and such, when you are pushing with a group of tanks, and you are pushing on also soft group of tanks that are in a group, you're always in advantage because they are sitting still and you're driving and you're just locking your aim on them so you can single out who you want to shoot, while they're static target and they have really tough time to handle it. They cannot really focus the targets that well. And here, the crucial part was because Out of Range actually had TVPs on both hills, left and right. So they were pumping the damage, reloading after 20 plus seconds and pumping again before the even first reload of Bachats can be over.
Now Formula Adin pushing forward. Mikmak, it's all but over. Formula bounces the first shell, lands a second, lands a third, lands the fourth. Mikmak, did he set Multi-show on fire?
It looks like, and he has one more shell, but
oh,
he spent it on Formula. Who will ram him?
No, Piotr picks it up. And that will bring Out of Range 3-1.
He had a chance to kill Piotr now, but he will still be rammed, I think.
Still be reload.
Yes, and TVP will still... But close. Close.
If they had 2 or 3 more shells and took down Multi-show, that round was won.
Definitely, yes. But...
that was fun.
It was fun. It's always a comment we have after these games. It was fun, but not enough.
They didn't get spotted though so early. This might have worked out. Vala pretty much spotted all of them.
But he didn't have time. They were right there immediately. And also 1390 not utilized that good.
Yeah, I don't know why he was there, really. They were trying to cover both bases, I guess, kinda.
I honestly think if he had a better angles with that 13, he might have won them the game, because...
He came in very late when TVPs got their reloads.
Yes, if he was there on a different position, pumping, and then...
they would have killed another tank, pretty much.
Yes. He didn't have to come that close, point blank. It's okay, you cover the lower base, that's normal, but he should not have come to brawl. He should have just sniped and reload and then chase them around, because then he has advantage.
If he stayed alive, it was 3v3 and there was a chance. Starts here Mikmak trying to do what he can, but Formula Adin and Piotr in those TVPs
pretty equal game.
Dividend.
Pretty equal game, low HP and it, but...
If they killed one of those TVPs, there was a much bigger chance here. Now, both of these TVPs surviving was not good, because they reloaded and wrecked the rest of them.
Well, the second map is over, and although we don't like, and most of teams don't like to play Ruinberg and Murovanka, these two were actually fun for us to watch. So that was refreshing.
Fun game so far, but now moving into our next map here. This has to be Out of Range favorite.
Out of Range.
Unless they like really make...
If they play against like against Rusty roster,
no.
That was painful to watch.
Not like that.
Yeah. Against KB, they had a decent performance, but against Rusty roster, Rusty really played them out around the little finger all the time.
Now, out of range needs to not get impatient like they've done before. Stabilize, and they're going to be defending, so to get
Big
off the match
advantage.
point.
Big advantage on Himmelsdorf here, especially against a team like Rage.Quit, because here they don't have to spread much to cover all the bases.
Now, what does Rage.Quit have to do here on Himmelsdorf to surprise out of range?
Well, they did try to play before with 2 tier 9, I think. I think they played a lot of Himmelsdorf, all 3 matches. Not very successful. They even lost to Legend 2-0.
So
The only guys they've beat is in the first match day, it was TW Gaming.
like we said, these maps not really looking good for Rage.Quit. I mean, Rutenberg first map, Morvanka second map, Himmelsdorf third map.
Morvanka was close.
Morvanka was close. They could have won that 2-0.
Yeah, they could have even lost it 2-0. That would be a hard one, but they almost did it.
Almost did it now. Moving into Himmelsdorf. The experience from out of range at this point should be able to carry them over the finish line.
They should be able to close the deal here.
Unless Rage.Quit was just joking with us, you know?
Yeah, they can pull it again and then maybe just now go straight to the end. All rounds.
4 rounds in a row for Rage.Quit. Easy peasy.
Easy, they already did 5.
Easy.
What's new there?
Comes to Cliff, out of range loses.
Definitely, just push over the middle and kill all.
EL gaming style.
EL all the way. But Himmelsdorf now, tactically wise, out of range, likes to control the rail a lot. That's countering the Rage.Quit tactics quite a bit. Rage.Quit also can just go and decide YOLO 8 line and try to surprise someone, pressure the cap up, make a firing lines. We've seen teams do that. Fast lineups suit them well. That will maybe even be their best bet.
Waiting for our teams to get ready here. Mojo now took a sneak peek at the lineups. Let's bring the lineups to the screen at the same time here. Santi and Desha are not playing, so at least, you know, there won't be any shenanigans in the south.
Okay, fast lineup by Rage.Quit, quite expected. Not many medium tanks there. But this is okay brawl setup for Himmelsdorf. Defensive side of out of range, a bit lighter than I expected. That E5 that can be used to be on A5 as an anchor probably, so they cannot be stabbed in the back. No TDs though. I would expect them to bring at least 1 TD to deal with the fast play of Rage.Quit, because you always expect them to play lighter tanks. Now, FE heavies, that's quite an old school. I think they're just taking those because they want to have a lot of DPM against Rage.Quit.
A lot of HP.
Yeah.
Survive the push from Rage.Quit when it comes. It's not if it comes, but when it comes. Because we know it's going to be coming at one point. Now, Rage.Quit, I'm looking at the lineup of out of range and I'm wondering if Rage.Quit do or could do the rails push. But let's find out what's going to happen. Can out of range make a match point, or is Rage.Quit going to come and play? Let's find out as we move into Himmelsdorf. We said out of range on the defensive side, Rage.Quit on the offensive side, and Mojo, this is very, very aggressive towards the 8 line, it seems.
Yep. And the only guy who can do anything about it is Dezek.
This reminds me out of range before. They played like this as well, and we were criticizing how they left Dezek alone over there.
As a weak spot.
And if Rage.Quit realizes this as well, just rushes the...
And they are known for their yellowish plays, but out of range spotted them, Kerov saw it, so the remainder of the team is coming back. The question is only what kind of pressure Rage.Quit plans to make. Actually, Kerov going there? Okay.
Kerov is pretty much done for in this.
Goodbye, Kerov. It's been nice knowing you.
Oh,
Dezek is running away?
Dezek is trying to get out of there now. He knows, but there's going to be 3-1-1-3s. They're going to shoot him in the back. Dezek, no, not like this. Dezek first 1-1-3, second 1-1-3,
the
third 1-1-3, and Desek making mistakes in this one as he gets picked up, and it's not working out for Out of Rage. Rage.Quit realizing the advantage, now pushing forward.
You need to keep pushing,
They
guys,
need to-
because you have guys behind you.
There's only Raging and Formula waiting there. The rest of Out of Range not in position like we said, and this is not good, not looking good at all for Out of Range. Now these 1-1-3s, they need to coordinate their fire. Formula seems to be the one to get focused, and this is good from Rage.Quit. This is really, really good.
What a pain train here, but Vala and Kolodny Piotr are coming back to help Raging, but it will be too late because they're
Too
already
late.
down. What is the rest of Rage.Quit doing? Guys, you should go with your team. You should go with your team now.
Number one skills, picks up Raging Potato. Now Piotr and Vala want to make this all even again. Those 250Bs pushing forward. Vala is the first one to take a lot of damage. Takes even more. Number one skills is a big factor in this. Now Yugi Hombre is also hitting his 50B and is almost off of reload. Vala, Piotr, they can't withstand this one.
Man, I'm psychic. I called for this.
And now Multishow is the last one standing, as he knows that he has a lot of tanks from Rage.Quit to deal with. And it's all but over for Multishow. Who's going to be the last one to land the shell. Number one skills here driving forward. Multi missing. And it's going to be Yugi Hombre to close it out. Bringing it back to 3-2, Mojo.
Brilliant game. They took every possible weak link that Out of Range had. We said before, this is the weakness in their defense. You don't leave the tank alone. It's susceptible to push.
This looked exactly like what they did before. Not 100% sure who against it was, but they left one guy there. I think
They played it the same in the last match.
and it was Desek. And then Desek,
It was against Rusty Roster also like that.
and then Desek, yeah, where they made a trap and then they rotated everybody
Yes.
south to try and catch it. Now, Out of Range did this before. Rage.Quit watched it, as you could see. And Desek, mate, you have to either run away earlier or just stay there and take the pain, because this was probably even worse.
Him and Kerov, miscommunication of century.
What is
here.
Karolf doing there, and why is Desek trying to run away so
It's
late?
like-
It's too late at that point. He can't get out of there anymore.
It would be much better if he just stayed and took all the damage, angled the
Yeah,
tank,
at least his team could
and
get
buy
back.
time for his team to come there. And Kerov staying there, what was he trying to spot? Bullets? Well, he did that. Yeah, you found them.
Let's take a look at the stats from that last round. And Cactus?
Yay!
Nicely done, but here we see 5 players in the top 7 are from Rage.Quit.
I was even surprised how much DPM managed those FEs to do on those 1-1-3s. There was not the
The
best
coordination
coordination was horrible. They were actually not focusing one of them. They were shooting a little left, a little right, and then they finally chose, oh, we're dropping HP. We should actually focus one. So that's when first guy fell. But all in all,
Desek.
look at this. Desek doing one shot, more or less, I think. That's all he could do. He even had luck with Alpha there.
Mate, like we saw those 1-1-3s coming. We talked about Desek being there. We both, I think, saw it coming, the YOLO from Rage.Quit. Well, YOLO, can't really call it a YOLO at this point, as Out of Range, making mistakes, doing the same thing. Rage.Quit, I mean, they only had to watch the match. They saw what happened. Then they took the advantage that they knew there was. Desek trying to run really late, giving away a full tier 10.
Well, it's a freebie by Out of Range, bringing back Rage.Quit to the game, and the game is still on.
Now, I was talking about how it's going to be hard to surprise Out of Range in Himmelsdorf. Yeah, then they do this.
Even Ding learned the hard way. You should not be repetitive. And you should definitely not underestimate your opponents. Like, why? Why? It was not even... They were even spotted, and the reaction coming from Desek
It
and
was
Kero
way
was...
too late.
It was just a nonsense. Instead of just everyone running away and then relying on counterattack because they had better DPM and everything, they just stood there and died. Well, okay. You have to attack now, Himmelsdorf, guys.
Could be all even after this one, Mojo. And Rage.Quit, seeing their style, is still catching Out of Range.
We could be ahead of a long night, guys.
Somebody in production mentioned style.
Well, we are not there, so we don't have to pay. Tiebreaker, tiebreaker, tiebreaker.
Doesn't work that way, Mojo. But now, Out of Range has to move over to the attacking side. Now, this will have flustered them a little bit, I would say.
Well, honestly, now they can cover their ground much better than in defense because they don't have to be predictable. They can just use any advantage of the map in their behalf and finally use those more experienced players. Because every time they lost now, it was because they were somewhere split up. So just don't split up and play by experience after that when once you realize where Rage.Quit guys are.
Now, Mojo, I fear for out of range. I really do. Let's take a look at the lineups for the next round. If Rage.Quit managed to bring this all even on Cliff, anything could happen.
Yeah,
really.
Cliff is a gamble map.
Really, I mean, out of range really needs this round, and they're very, very light. Double bat shot. It's either rail, very hard rail push, or very hard 8-line push. But Rage.Quit, triple 50Bs, pretty good counter to those 1-1-3s, to be honest.
I don't think rail is even on possibility for out of range with this kind of lineup. These 50Bs can hold them off. But if they don't pen their shells, out of range will just massacre them. Interesting lineup. I even didn't expect. I think, honestly, in my eyes, 350Bs is just a bit too much. It's a big risk.
Feels like a bit too much. If one of them doesn't penetrate their shells, like we said before, could turn out pretty bad. And the IS-4, I mean, I'm guessing it's a 1-2 line tactic with the IS-4 left behind pretty much. And the E5 maybe an A4?
Yeah, E5, they can just leave on that A5 and maybe try to monitor the middle line better, so they don't allow any rotation there. Then they would be in control of the map, and IS-4 can stay on the rail behind the gasoline tanks. That would give them pretty decent defense overall.
Does look like our game is ready, so let's get into it. Now, can out of range get onto match point, or is Rage.Quit going to bring it all even? As you can see here, very eastern-sided.
Maybe they'll push the hill with 50Bs, mate.
I mean, this could really, really catch out of range. Oh,
they might push the hill, or just trap. Is it a trap?
It looks
is
like
it a trap?
Are they going to spot? They didn't spot pure skill now. Is Yugi Hombre going to get spotted by those bad shots? Yes, he did. So now kind of the jig is up. Now, can Multi-Show get out of there together with Piotr? I mean...
Is anyone spotted except pure skill? That's the question. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, one of the Rage.Quit guys
Yugi
is
Hombre was
spotted
spotted
now.
as well. Well, I mean, they will have a kind of good crossfire now, and Cactus will have a good crossfire as well. It's looking okay so far, but the rotation coming out from out of range, they know they have to get out of there. But Piotr now taking a little bit as well.
Very interesting and a good read by Rage.Quit.
But now they need to rotate.
Yes, and I believe that out of range is pretty angry about it. They even left people on A5 so they can deal with it.
Imagine if they made a chop though, that them being like Rage.Quit around the corner rather than just crossing.
Oh, that would be a massacre.
Now, all these 1-1-3s in the 1-2 line, I mean, they have to be careful here, really. Cactus taking a lot though already in this one, and
they get pushed there.
They need to push these 1-1-3s. They really have to, but it's 4 of them, Mojo. 4. But the bot shots are not in this one.
They must go now.
They have to go now. Number 1 skills peeking around. Dezek trying to run away again. Dezek not getting out of there the second time. The first one to be focused down. Now these bad shots are out of the fight for too long. New Multi-Show Piotr not even close to that. And it looks again like out of range is just flunking this completely. Piotr and Multi-Show were nowhere to be seen. They're now getting into the fight. But their team, their 1-1-3s, they're all dead, Mojo. Every single one of them. Yes, they trade Halu. But this is great for Rage.Quit.
Rage.Quit catching out of range with their pants down again. Second game in a row. What were they even thinking? This was so obvious they will do. They knew where the 50Bs were.
Dezek was trying to run away again.
Not me again!
As now Multi-Show goes down. Carroll tries to do what he can, but even he cannot withstand the brute force of Rage.Quit, as it's just call me Piotr, the leader, left alone by the rest of his team as they're all dead, and he
7,500 damage to be done to Rage.Quit before you can kill them.
There's nowhere he can go. There's nowhere he can hide as he stares down the ballad of Yugi Hombre and Pure Skill. Might be able to pick up Pure Skill as he does, and Gremek finishes him off, and everything is even, Mojo. And that was horrible from out of range. That was not
and
good.
we are going to Cliff of all maps.
They're on tilt. They're 100% tilting right now. I mean, like, that was really bad coordination. Like, you know Rage.Quit is a team that's going to push you. You know what let's do? Let's send 2 bats to the 1-2 line. Wait for their push on our 1-1-3s. They have three 50Bs.
They're trying to think something slow and tactical out of range. Like we said, always they're a great rotation team, fast team, and so on. But they're outplaying themselves now.
Against a team like this.
They're outplaying themselves now. They are supposed to just stick together and make good cross lines.
Well, how is the battle going to end if 4-1-1-3 sit in the open of the street, Cactus sees no bad shots behind them, and there's 350 Bs that are like, hello, we have 4 shells for every single one of
and the
you.
Rage.Quit guys are known to be shy to push, totally. Like, come on,
And
it's
then
the basis of their
Dezek,
tactics.
let's look at stat at the same time. Dezek, he tries to run away again. He's the first 1-1-3. He should make a shield for the rest. He tries to run away somewhere. I mean...
Wow, Cactus, that was the guy first attack, top damage dealer, 2.7k damage. Piotr, the last survivor of out of range, really close to him, but everyone else is Rage.Quit, Rage.Quit, Rage.Quit. And there we see down there, new multi-show.
And then here we see the real issue, Raging Potato,
1-1-3s.
Dezek, Formula, and Vale. Their 1-1-3s are left behind by their burst.
Oh my god, like even the 1390 pure skill did more damage than
Yeah,
them.
but what does out of range expect if you leave behind the tanks that are supposed to burst down these 50 Bs? These 50 Bs come around the corner, the first one takes some damage, the 2 other ones come around the corner, completely clip.
We saw 2 of
your
them
1-1-3s.
die before even anyone fell to half HP.
I mean...
They were also in a reload because they fired on E5 and 50 Bs just ran right there.
Well, if it's going to happen, that is not a fight out of... Even with the bad shots, it's not really a fight they can take because the lineup from
No,
Rage.Quit was
they
heavier.
need crossfire for something like that. I really didn't expect this kind of play, but it's a really good read by Rage.Quit. You saw how they went there immediately, stopped any kind of push on two line.
Rage.Quit could have
on two cap.
annihilated this entire push as well by just waiting for those 2 bad shots in the beginning instead
Lack
of trying
of
to cross.
experience a bit.
I mean, out of range, I'm not sure what's going on. This needs to improve. This is not a team of their caliber can be playing like this, making very basic mistakes. You cannot split against a team like Rage.Quit that likes to push.
At the moment,
thrive
they
in it.
look like a bunch of overpaid stars, mate, because they are not doing the expectations. Rage.Quit is a team that seems unpredictable, but there is a real pattern in their plays. They always just do some bait and then they everywhere push somewhere, all of them. That's something you can actually prognose and play by. They're not doing it. They're just ignoring the facts and trying to play some game that has no merit.
Now I'm really afraid coming into Cliff here.
Cliff?
mean,
When you look at this, who knows what's in Rage.Quit mind, mate? Like the entire map is their playground now.
one mistake from out of range could cost them everything if Rage.Quit decides to push them.
Especially if they're nervous now.
They are. I mean, we've seen them play in the last 2 rounds. If that is not nervous play, then...
Yeah, and this... On other hand, if they manage to cool off and play Cliff cool, like make a good crossfires, then Rage.Quit will hang themselves.
Let's take a look at the lineups, though, moving into Cliff here. Mojo, out of range, is going to be attacking, so this is going to be pretty bad for them, I'd say, coming on to attack first. Rage.Quit, I like their lineup. I approve. It's already better than out of ranges, in my opinion, because if Rage.Quit does decide to push somewhere, that Rue most likely will be useless.
Yes, he cannot pump out, even in theory, that much damage as any of these tanks. Also, having TVP instead of Grille is a plus for me. It's less campy, it's better support for his friends, and Grille gets caught so easy.
Now, I don't think Rage.Quit will be going fully defensive in this one. It's not their style. It's not the team they are. Now, out of range needs to stick together. If they do not, they will flunk this. If they give Rage.Quit the opportunity, this is going to be bad.
Honestly, even giving Rage.Quit 1 game now is a huge problem for out of range, because then it's either the best option would be then for them Tiebreaker. The best option. And that's another tiebreaker they would have to play.
They
So
cannot keep
again,
going to
loss of
tiebreakers
points.
with teams that are should be below them. It's not what we expect from a team like this.
Well, then maybe we are giving too much credit to out of range. We will see after this map.
Let's find out, though, can out of range finally stabilize, or is Rage.Quit going to take everything home with them? Let's see as we move into Cliff.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the center. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The score is all even for now, and Rage.Quit is not going to push, as we can see #1 skills and Seba making a chop in the 1-2 line.
Oh wow, a sneaky way. Everyone likes to push that position where #1 skills is, guys.
This could work.
This could work.
This could work.
Because usually how you do it, you push it with 2 guys and you go where Seba is to shoot him below. But if you have 2 guys waiting for that, that could really end up well.
Even Halu, and I think it's #1 skills. Yes, it is #1 skills. Will be able. No, it's Halu and Gremek. No, it's not Gremek.
Gremek
it's
is the only.
It's Micmac and Halu that are on the
No,
A5
it's Gremek.
position.
It's Gremek. Micmac is down on D4. No, Gremek is back
No,
there.
it's Cactus and Halu. Cactus and Halu. My bad. Couldn't see there for a second who it was. Even they will be able to help now. This could be genius from Rage.Quit.
Well,
if this works,
Rage.Quit proven mountaineers on various sides.
Mojo, if this works, it's gonna be
Epic.
sneaky.
It's gonna be more than epic.
It's gonna be so sneaky.
Rage.Quit my new heroes.
Cheeky Nando's.
Gonna wear cactus on my t-shirt, mate.
Now, it really depends on the mental mindset Out of Range is in at this point now. I fear for them. I really do. Even if they get Dezek, for example, it'd be a good trade.
I mean, like Dezek, he will probably go and check out it first, but they will definitely send at least 2 butchers to deal with that situation. But everyone is waiting. Look, they have 5 guys who can fire
They have
that
a
line.
5-man crossfire onto that position.
It's a pain. The only guy who is in real danger here is Pure Skill. If they find a way to deal with him.
But even then, Halu and Cactus and Gremek will be able to trade pretty well onto that one.
Yeah, but in that trade they would lose because then Out of Range would have a crossfire. It's only a
I'm
gamble
afraid
now.
here.
If Out of Range decides to go on 1-2 line to start rotation, that will be their demise. And Rage.Quit is playing on that hand, for sure. But it's an interesting play. Come on, boys.
Sneaky
Out of
stuff
Range
here.
really hesitating here. Trying to spot everything, to feel out where the enemy is. Dezek, well, he could use that light to go through the bushes more aggressive there and to take some better positions for spotting.
Now Vala does have hill control. Let's be careful in this one.
And he is instantly spotted.
And Halu lets off a shell, so kind of giving information.
Yeah,
that there
he
is
should
somebody
not
on
have done
A5.
that. He should have waited for something better. Hasty, Halu, hasty.
Now it does look like Out of Range, making the correct rotation here. Going towards the 8 line. But will they continue though? Because Pure Skill, we've seen that Tier 9 Bacha there before. It is very hard to dig him out, and Gremek will spot him the entire time. And as soon as they peek, Cactus and Halu will wreck him. So I don't think this is going to be Out of Range's final play. I really don't think it can be even.
Oh, look how careful they are. Watching every shadow on the way.
Now Multi already getting spotted in this one is going to make him even more tentative, not willing to do it.
They're pretty much guessing where the positions of Rage.Quit are, but they don't know definitely, and they don't know majority of their tanks yet.
Now Multi's show getting spotted so early is going to make him very scared of driving forward, and I'm just waiting. I really
Will
want
we see the rotation 1-2 line now? That's the question.
I really want to see them drive into 1-2 line. I feel like they're being forced towards the 1-2 line. Everything around Rage.Quit is orientating them to tell them, come 1-2 line, please.
The song of a mermaid. But the shipwreck awaits there.
So far, Out of Range, not really falling for it one just yet. You know, Dezek, Multi, Raging, still waiting there. Even Formula Adin moving away from there, so it looks
It will be the push around the lighthouse.
lucky Out of Range.
Maybe not lucky, maybe a good guess. Educated guess. Maybe just a lucky one. But really patient play coming out to Rage.Quit.
I hope Halu reloaded in the meantime already. Nope.
Nope. he's gonna miss that one shell.
Yeah, he is.
He knows what's gonna be a cosmic chance. He hits a reload like 2 seconds before they start push.
But out of range is so scared here. Like really, they don't they don't want to try forward.
Go. No, you go first. No, you go first. But they have to push. It's 4 minutes and 30 seconds till the end. And here we go. Dezek taking a bullet for the team.
Taking 1. Dezek will take 2 here. Takes 3. Halu
But
is
Halu
Halu!
disappears.
Halu instantly gets dragged by the entirety of out of range. That is not what they wanted, but still HP fairly even. Halu, big mistakes there now. Cactus also trying to do what he can, but Pure Skill gets wrecked by out of range. So out of range doing fairly well here, Mojo. Halu.
As Seba and Skills have to join the rest of their team really fast now.
To take 1-2 line, there's a chance here. Now Piotr,
HP-wise, they're really close. But at the moment, I would say that out of range has better positions.
Piotr is going to...
Piotr, if he gets caught here, the game is over.
The timing of this, though.
But we don't see the reload of the other guys. We don't see the guys behind. That would be really nice. Adin, Formula, what's the number of shells he has?
Fala here also against Gremic. Has to be careful in this one. Now Seba and number 1 Skills kind of need to get out of there, but Gremic also taking a lot of damage in return now. The entirety of out of range is moving over. Multi-show as well. This is going to be bad. Karolf is moving towards Gremic, but Seba, number 1 Skills, they are going to go down here. Formula, Multi-show, they're all pushing for this one. It looks like out of range found their strife here. Number 1 Skills is the first one to get chopped down. Now Seba not looking good here as he's the second one to go down, staying way too long in the 1-2 line. Now it's only 2 boys left from Rage.Quit, and they have a lot of HP, but there's 5 left of out of range.
Well, the trap was nice. It was a really great idea.
Halu.
But Halu, we know that spot is weak. When someone pushes, you get spotted and annihilated. We've seen Grills die there. There is no reason that Bachat will be unspotted when he shoots. Maybe he should have just stood there and waited for that Rue to die and then fire.
He didn't need to shoot on the Rue at all. Really didn't have to.
Maybe a little greedy by him, but the game is coming to the closure in favor of out of range, slowly but surely.
Now Cactus does manage to pick up Formula Adin. Formula Adin picked up Micmac. Piotr.
I have 4 guns on 1 and almost double HP.
And the cap is still on as well with Valis, so out of range should be able to close out this one. I wanted that trap to work so badly.
It was a really interesting one and something that the rest of the teams will now have to think of because it's a possibility to happen in any match now.
Out of range, smartly repositioning, sending the rest of the team onto the cap. Even if Cactus kills Piotr here, he won't be able to kill anybody else. So misses the first one, only has 2 left. Can kill
Piotr
here. Piotr goes down, but Cactus is on reload with 6 seconds left on the clock. That will be it. It will be out of range, bringing themselves onto match point here.
It looked like a cunning plan. It just didn't work well.
I mean, if Halu didn't die there, could still have worked. Really.
Yeah, they had a really good chance, but it was a sellout, and we knew that was the weakest position they have. We knew if they ever get in a crossfire, he would be the first one to fall. And then the other 2 guys would be out of the play. But it was still a good idea. It just didn't work out. By the old plays of out of range, it should have, because that's the side they were forcing the most. It's just something, a little leprechaun told them, don't go this way. Don't go this way.
So out of range, bring themselves onto match point now, guaranteeing themselves at least 1 point in this one, Mojo.
I would like to see an equalizer now, because I think Rage.Quit deserves at least 1 point.
Now, can Rage.Quit do it on the offensive side? Mojo, can they do it?
Maybe some interesting yalla yalla. We will see.
Let's look at stats in the meantime. As we can see here. Call me Piotr. Carrying his team forwards, the leader.
Pretty equal damage, you would say. So my best guess is the bottom 7
ones,
decided who will win the match. Probably the guys like Halu, who died really fast. Piotr and Cactus more or less equal in damage. And then we go, oh, brilliant damage, Halu. Bravo, bravo.
Halu. That's where the real issue was.
So he fired 2 times. He even didn't hit the True.
He fired once on Vale on the hill and once on the roof.
once on Ru, and he even didn't hit, and he died and allowed himself
There was
to
no
get
need
spotted
for
like
him
that.
to shoot on that Roo. Pure Skill had that Roo easily from his position. Now, Mojo, we've seen out of range here before. Again, if they go to another tiebreaker, they're going to be very unhappy.
Yeah, but I think they can pull it off this time. I think they have it.
You have good faith here, Mojo.
I would really like Rage.Quit to get some points because I think they deserve it. But I think out of range will actually get this one.
So Mojo sticking with out of range. Gonna have to stick with Rage.Quit then to make it all even.
Let's see what works.
Gonna have to see what works now. Rage.Quit, let's take a look at the lineups here. Is gonna bring again that full French setup, Mojo.
Will they? Are you psychic?
Yep,
Or you just
I am.
checked?
I just checked.
So yeah, no surprise there on Rage.Quit part.
T49 is very hit. If he misses,
Yeah, but he hits.
if he hits, they have the advantage that they have more bad shots.
If he doesn't die in that first part of the battle, once everyone goes to reload, it's free willy for him. He can just go around and chase them around.
Go around and chase them around. Now, giving our teams to get ready in this one now. I want to see Rage.Quit pick this up just for the sake of, you know.
I would like to see it too, but I think out of range will, as I said, prevail this game.
Hopefully out of range or relaxed now. Ready for this round. The TVP coming in as well, that's fine. Now, Rage.Quit on the offensive side. Out of range can slow it down a lot though if they want to.
Out of range with this 49, it can be used on 2 spots more or less on this map, and mainly it's used to spot 1-2 line if there is some kind of huge push there, so you can shoot them. And the rest of the tanks, TVP, usually climbed on that 4 line. The rest can be just displaced on climbs and proxy positions. We will see what will out of range choose out of that. For Rage.Quit, it looks like more of push setup.
Looks like our game is ready though. Can out of range finally close it, or is Rage.Quit going to bring it to a tiebreaker? Let's find out here. Mojo, T49 moving towards the 1-2 line, and everybody except for number 1 skills moving up for Rage.Quit.
He'll probably just hang around down there to see if there is any significant movement there by out of
They'll
range.
probably boost.
Vale is doing the new boost there, and Dezek will spot.
So Vale does get up there.
And he spotted skills, Dezek.
Dezek does spot number 1 skills, misses the shot.
It would be very nice to see some of them, but the angle on mountain is also nice. And we have Call Me Piotr climbing up also. And we don't have any push from Rage.Quit.
I mean, don't mind this so much. Very, very spread defensive side. And I think Karolf, is he boosting from their side? Yes, he is. Karolf is trying to get on the mountain from their side. You can see there. Number 1 skills, though. Rip as Dezek hits him. Karolf manages the boost.
That's a big hit.
That's a big hit from the T49. Now Rage.Quit sending a lot of bad shots afterwards. The Halu already failing on the first part. Back to good old habits.
And not the best games for Halu. In this season, we've seen him kind of fail those crucial moments more than once. But he has the fate of his team to be in 7, so who are we to judge? We should just watch and...
They're doing it the safe way. They push each other over. Nice.
Well, I would say that out of range by now is telegraphed what they're doing, because I'm pretty sure they guessed so much, because they even withdrew Dezek from down spot. And they're only using Vale here, so he even has the cover of those bushes, so he will not be spotted easily when he fires. So there is no chance for him to die like Halu did in last game.
Now a lot of bad shots going up for Rage.Quit. Like,
What is their plan?
with this many bad shots up, I'm not sure what the plan is. Piotr already has control over that hill, but he has to be careful in that one as well. And Grandma, can he make it? As he does. Nicely done. Now it's just Cactus that has to make it.
Now you know that guy can do it. Formula is trying to get an info of where is the remainder of Rage.Quit team. But so far they've just seen one guy, Halu.
4 bad shots here on the side of the mountain. Number 1 skills and pure skill. Pretty far away here. Now, what is the plan for Rage.Quit? What is their final move? I mean, Piotr can sit fairly safe on that hill.
Unusually slow game here.
Especially in standards of Rage.Quit. I mean,
Even out of range likes to play the fast games, but when you get to the match point, everyone thinks differently, I'd say.
now Cactus getting spotted already by Karov there. No damage being traded so far. Now, out of range, has to be super careful on this hill area. Karov taking the first shell here, but trading 1 in return with Cactus. Both trading pretty evenly so far. Now, Halo seems to want to make the move. Piotr is waiting there as well, though. Piotr gets spotted there. Halo not paying attention. Piotr misses the first. Now,
Up,
Oh.
Cactus.
Cactus has to be careful in this one.
That
Karov,
was a misplay.
Karov was trading, but Karov misses 1 shell here, and Karov is going to go down.
Come on, Halo, you need to you need to actually connect those.
Now, Karov is not dead here. That was not
Cactus
the
maybe last shell.
Ah,
Yeah, steady
nice.
hand.
Well done by Cactus. Now, Piotr has 4 shells ready here. I'm not sure what the use was of putting Karov there, really. I mean, sure, you want to have hill control, but from that side, it's not as important. Now, Dezek. Oh, no, the rotation. Poor Dezek. Number 1 skills and pure skill are waiting there.
If number 1 skill goes first, he has a chance to trade 1 for 1.
And Seba spotted for Mullah Adin and Raging Potato as well. So Rage.Quit has a lot of information here. Really, they have a ton of information to work with. This hill is under steady control. Piotr getting shot in the back there by Micmac. Nice peek.
And really nice, careful play. Now Raging is here to boost his teammate, but this doesn't end well usually. We've seen this
Yeah, they
situation
have a
before.
nice crossfire on him. Like,
When Dezek falls, I'm not saying if, I'm saying when Dezek falls. Ooh, Micmac taking a huge punch from Dezek here.
yeah, Dezek really well done in the T49, but now there's 2 boys coming for him, and I
Time
don't-
to dive.
It's time to die. Can he land another shell though?
I
It's
think he
almost
has time.
reloaded. I mean,
He's taking a lot of punching from all sides. There
102 only though. Vale, can he do another one? No, he cannot. Micmac taking some more here, but still, Rage.Quit, fairly good control coming out of them here. Pure skill does lose his commander. Very annoying.
It's strange, but Rage.Quit is actually capable of playing tactical.
I mean, they're so close. I kind of feel like Seba needs to get closer to the engagement
Every day a
here.
new discovery here.
Oh, man, what has Multishow done so far in this round?
Nothing. I didn't even see he was in game till now.
I think he's just driving circles.
But number 1 skills and pure skill going in a back, guys.
I like
and
this.
They will have cross shots.
Vale's on
And
reload.
they will have a draw range to the proxied guys on a mountain, and those guys cannot push up and they cannot go down.
Vale is on reload driving down here. Oh, poor Vale. If he gets spotted in this one.
The only
Number-
guys who can stop and win this game for them is New Multishow and Vale.
New Multishow already picking up the first, but now there needs to be commitment from Rage.Quit. Piotr pushes off over against Halu, but Piotr is losing this one. Cactus takes down Raging Potato as well. Piotr will
Who
go
will
down in
first?
this
Halu.
one. Formula Adin goes down, and it's all on to New Multishow and Vale. They realize they need to push. Micmac dropping from behind dies, but Vale and Multishow, they're not a real factor in this one anymore. The bounce onto Vale. They have to be kind of careful here. Multishow has a lot of HP, so does Vale. But still, with 3 minutes 30 seconds left on the clock, Rage.Quit looks like they're going to do it, Mojo.
This is a really tight game, and they've been on Murovanka already, giving the big throwback to out of range. So everything is doable here. Nothing here is already over.
Now, Pure Skill realizes he has to run out of here. Very well done. Will take distance between him and Multishow. Multishow might be able to get 1 shot onto him. Pure Skill gets tracked here. Oh, Multishow is still on reload as well. Multishow gets the first shell, takes the second shell, takes the third.
Multi is dead, and Vale will be in big problem. He will actually have a reload faster than Vale. He just doesn't know it. So Vale in a big problem here, and we will go in a tiebreaker.
And I'm fairly certain that I know who's going to pick the side. Remember Morovanka?
Yeah, it was a kind of fast game.
Vale does pick up Pure Skill, but Seba closes it out, and out of range is going to another tiebreaker. Out of range.
Bravo.
Tiebreaker is Ghost down.
Oh wow, not so good for not so good for Rage.Quit. Bad history there. Bad history.
But I think they get to pick the side though, because their Morovanka was really, really fast.
It was ultra fast, but they have bad history from both sides.
Now, I do not know what Out of Range is doing so much around that hill area. What is the point?
I really did not understand, but the plan from Rage.Quit actually worked out. It actually worked out.
But
Domination
as well,
in numbers of the hill and late rotation from those guys.
And
Brilliant.
Dezek did nice shot onto Micmac, but Kerolf is dead. And then he dies. Yes, he does nice damage, but got in the game.
It was just not enough. And even with Halu playing so chaotically there, losing HP, missing shells, it was still not enough for them.
Well, Out of Range lost Kerolf first, then lost Dezek, and now they have to go into a tiebreaker. Take a look at statistics in the meantime. Also, if they want to fight Hill, what is Multi and Vala doing that entire game?
I can understand Vala supporting.
I can understand Vala, but what
Multi
Multi
was idle entire game. Useless. And where is Multi here?
Nowhere on the first
Nowhere
stage.
to be seen.
Somewhere in the back.
Yep.
You can see here Cactus, Pure Skills, Seba, all really nice damage here.
Cactus.
Now, Dezek doing more than 5 other tier 10s on his team is not the way forward.
Well, we expected that it will happen, but to be a second damage dealer in a team, not good. Number 1 skills, getting connected by Dezek on a start.
I mean, he's their FC. I think he's their FC, at least that's what I was told. So he has kind of an excuse here. But for Multi, they don't really have an excuse.
Nope. Not a good play by Out of Range here. They had a much better read when they were attacking. Now where they were defending, it's like they were playing with weights on their feet. And Rage.Quit finally in position to get even a victory here.
Now, Out of Range going to another tiebreaker. This is not good.
Vale will be very happy on next interview. Maybe they'll put someone else to interview.
Now, this is not Out of Range. Maybe we were crediting them too much in the beginning of the season, but still, if you look at the lineup, those are all
should be a superstar Polish lineup.
Players.
They even speak the same language, all of them.
Tiebreaker is not what they are looking for with this team. It's not what they want to achieve. They want to fight for those top 4 spots. And if they keep throwing away points here and there against teams that realistically shouldn't be able to do this against them.
In theory, they should not be able to take 2 rounds of them. But here we go. Second tiebreaker in a row. Goes down.
Now they're lucky that it goes down.
I think that was probably one of the maps that Rage.Quit actually has no clue what to do except push, push, push. Because they're all about push.
Now, what do they take? Do they take the offensive or the defensive side?
Does it matter? 1-1-3s or 50Bs? Maybe we see finally a tactical game by them. Could it work out? Nah. Nah.
Bear with us for a second here as we're waiting for the teams to submit their lineups, obviously. Mojo, in the meantime, let's go through some of the issue we've had with Out of Range so far. Came in strong on Runeberg. Morovanka, they could have lost 2-0.
So Ruinberg, not so much map for Rage.Quit.
Not so much.
First game we saw was, where is the... Oh, enemies behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to comment on that. Second game, not so much better.
Not so much better. Morovanka.
Really offensive, ultra offensive
Rage.Quit could have won that 2-0.
Yeah, they had the first game right as they wanted it, pressured the cap, waited few seconds for Out of Range to split, and then did a pincer attack, just driving around and clipping.
Second game
game was also the same plan.
They could have won that very easily if the 2090 was closer. Then moving into Himmelsdorf, though, there is where Out of Range flunked.
Himmelsdorf.
Completely threw that away. First game.
I would say Out of Range should kind of not repeat themselves, leaving that E5 and 3090 behind. Care of flunking the game, same as like here.
Same as Dezek.
Dezek
in
why
both
did he
rounds.
stay there? We saw Kazna once when Fishy ran down from the hill. He had enough time to run away, but he also stayed there with tier 9 budget. Why did Kerov stay there? What did he plan? To like angle and shoot people with an angle 3090 bouncing shells? Like that will come later? No. And Dezek then deciding for
Both
like
games.
15
Both
seconds
games.
should I run or not? Not good.
both games. And in the second game, those 4-1-1-3s, 2 bad shots. They could have lost it right then and there in the 8 line. They tried to make a rotation, 4-1-1-3s into the 5 line. Bad shots nowhere to be seen. Nice push from Rage.Quit. And Rage.Quit decides to attack.
If they were defending, they would attack anyway. What's the difference?
Now, yeah, and then the last round, 1-1-3s got pushed. But now, here we are. The tiebreaker out of range. Not looking good so far. If you go through their previous results even...
If I see 5-1-1-3s, I'm going to puke. Like, really?
But like out of range, the previous results, you know, like 5-1 versus KB. KB wasn't ready for that one. But after that, 4-5 loss against Rusty Roster, 2-5 loss against Kazna. Now tiebreaker again.
I don't know. Out of range seems a bit inflated by us so far. It seems like they have a lot of trainings to do, and it looks to me, player-wise, they are okay. But
They should be way more than okay player-wise,
yeah,
though.
but the main problem here is sometimes they don't make the good calls in crisis fights. If the fight is fast-paced, they don't have the best judgment. That's the main issue I see so far. Because tactically, they usually bring the right solutions, how to attack, where to attack, given time. But
they show the right amount of respect, though, for Rage.Quit.
man, after losing some games here, there is not enough respect. Like, these guys are underappreciated.
Now, like I said before, the season is too close. It's going to be very weird to see who has to go out.
It's going to be kind of a shocker because I think like single points will decide. Because all these kinds of games, this will decide. Who throws 1 point here, 1 point there. And then you can only be sorry later.
How is out of range's track record on Ghost Town?
Let's see. Out of range on Ghost Town. Pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, they played against... Didn't they lose 2-0? They lost 2-0 against Kazna yesterday. But they should have picked up at least one of those, really.
They won against KB.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the only Ghost Town they've seen, except against Kazna. And
Which they should
against
have won
Kazna,
one
they
of.
got wrecked.
Well, the second round there, they should have won.
That was a close one, but still, they lost both games there, and it didn't look good. Because in the end of the day, they were kind of misplaying.
Now, if Rage.Quit put 3 guys on the cup, will out of range have the response ready? I'm expecting something crazy from Rage.Quit.
I don't know, when they were defending last time, Kazna pressured them with that single I7, if you remember, Whirlfish.
Yeah,
And they had a really tough time to dig him out. And Fishy did like 3k damage, really hurt them hard. So I don't know what Rage.Quit even prepared for the map now. That's the main issue. Did they count to go in a tiebreaker? Do they have a plan for this? Did they watch the weak spots for out of range?
I mean, they must have watched from yesterday.
I hope.
Now, bear with us. Our team's still getting ready here. Can't really prepare for that tiebreaker. Now, Mojo, who do you favor in this one? Who would you say is going to bring it on?
I already made a mistake last time. I really thought in last game out of range heads, but you are the psychic one, so you take a relief here. Leap of faith, come on.
Thinking back of the game against Kazna, they had no real response for that Eastern gap. If Rage could watch this, then they could exploit it. I really do think they can exploit it. Now, out of range as well, being in this tiebreaker again, so some psychology here. They've lost the last one, also against the Polish team. Now, this is going to be playing in the minds of a lot of their players. We had it, we didn't take it again. Now, they're here again in the tiebreaker. Have to favor Rage.Quit, actually.
I have a simple winning solution for out of range here.
Davai?
Stick together, team. It works. It works. Every time they lost here because they were over-splitting. And that's the most of the games they lost like that. Rage.Quit is not a really hard-thinking team. They make really simple plans.
But that's good. That could be very,
Most
very
of them work
effective on
because of
Ghost
that,
Town, though.
because they are effective, yes. Here on Ghost Town, such a small map, player communication will work. And only thing that out of range must make sure of is not to get surprised by some push, and a lot of clippers going on one guy somewhere. They allowed it 3 times tonight. So they allowed it many times tonight. They allowed it on Himmelsdorf, they allowed it on Murovanka, even here on Cliff. So if they manage to avoid such a situation where they will actually see the enemy coming and prepare for them, they will win. Because I think in that mindset they're better. If they get surprised again, they're lost.
But looking back at Rage.Quit's previous results, right? So they won against Wild Bunch, they won against Legend, they lost against Oops. Now Oops lost against KB. Out of Range beat KB. Now how is Out of Range going to match up against Oops? Because that is going to be a very close one as well. If I'm looking at it, like, just thinking about what are the order now of the teams, because so far...
It's an interesting one, but we will judge Oops after the next match with Kazna, and we will get much more better response because it's all teams that have similar setup or mindset of a play. But lineups are there, I think.
Lineups are there, so let's take a look at them. Mojo, start this one off if you want.
Oh, so Rage.Quit is going with 5 clippers, of which 2 butchats, we like that, and 2 113s they can put in a cap somewhere. So out of range in defensive force, going with 3 50Bs and 3 constant shooters. So a lot of response. They are actually trying to make a response for clipping power of Rage.Quit they're anticipating.
No, they do not have a reliable answer for the cap though. I want to point that out.
We have a 50B per 50B in a team, 113 on Conquerors, and 2 tier 9 butchats on tier 10 butchat and an FE heavy. So their response for the cap is, I guess, that FE heavy. I can see only that, because
If
they will probably put him on a corner.
If those 113s get on the cap, I think Out of Range is going to have a real issue here.
Yeah, because they will still have to deal with 5
Clippers.
But don't forget, Rage.Quit can just take those 2 tier 9 butchats in a cap. We've seen it happen before. They can put them, make a pressure on a cap, and then push with everything they have, with all 7 tanks.
Let's find out who's going to take this one, though. It's Out of Range versus Rage.Quit in the tiebreaker. On to Ghost Town. Here we have it now. Out of Range on the defensive side. Multi-show already moving over now.
This is as expected. Rage.Quit is going toward that cap, and Out of Range is positioning to defend the 1 cap. Now new multis position, and there you go. 2 tier 9 butchats are immediately in the cap.
It's 2 to 9 batches being put on the cap already, and the rest of the boys from Rage.Quit are on that D-line now. Piotr, multi-show, very far away from this. Karov going to be the first one. Karov has to be careful in this one. Cannot overextend for the slightest bit here. Multi already taking some. Kremek taking some in return. Multi taking even more. Very tentative stuff here. Cactus taking a lot, but multi-show taking even more. He needs to get out of there, but now Out of Range taking not a lot of damage here, but Rage.Quit in return is taking a lot. But Karov is the first one down.
Number 1 skills, look at this.
In the return is taking a lot as well here. Those 50Bs from Out of Range providing the pressure, but Piotr dropping very low. So that's from Muladin. Keep an eye on his HPs, they're still pretty close. Seba takes up for Muladin. Piotr still very low in this one. Cactus taking some in return. Again, now multi-show is coming into the equation as well, though.
Cactus on 1 shot here, Pure Skill on 1 shot, Gremek on 1 shot, of Out of Range only Piotr on 1 shot. That is the big advantage of Out of Range, because now they have 4 guys that can play around, and Rage.Quit has very few.
Now Dezek here has to be careful pushing forward like this. He has to do the one-on-one against Halu. Now Vala is there as well. That 50B of Halu could take a lot of damage here, as he does. Like, the HP is still kind of close here, but Out of Range with a slight lead. Piotr goes down to Pure Skills. Now Yugi Hombre coming around the corner, picks up Dezek. Raging Potato is the next one, and it's not looking good for Out of Range again, as Raging Potato goes down, and it's all onto Vala. And new multi-show here.
And new multi-show is in reload.
Multi-show is on reload, and Vala is the 50B with a lot of speed. Yugi Hombre doing the smart decision. Grabs the reload here, but again, Out of Range. Not looking good.
They just lost a brawl they were supposed to win. They had a HP advantage, even better positioning. Even they had a Halu peeking, like, sorry to say, but like a bot there. And they were not using it. They were not focusing the fire.
Now they have to be careful in this one. Yugi Hombre here is the crucial player for Rage.Quit at this point. He's the only one with HP. Vala here Has to be careful now. HP is so even. Multi-show, for now, non-factor in this round here. Very tentative stuff here now. Where does Vale decide to go?
The problem, the only decision here is Vale versus Yugi Ombre. Vale versus Yugi Ombre. New multi-show can die so easily in this tank, and those are the only guys that can take any kind of punching. The perfect scenario here for out of range would be if they manage to decap without getting shot back. That's the only scenario that can work for them. But let's see, Yugi waiting for Vale there. He doesn't know he's there, but that's the angle he's covering.
Yugi versus Vale. Yugi bounces the first shell, still has enough to take down Vale. Vale decides to reposition. Now multi-show slowly but surely moving in here as well. And they are pushing now. Yugi, Hombre, and Seba, they see the advantage. They want to take it. Vale knows he has to get out of here. Does the first, but Seba misses.
Seba misses the shot.
Now Vale still has enough shells. Has two more. Yugi, Hombre. New multi-show picks up Cactus. It's not over, but the low roll onto Yugi. Now it's three guys just versus multi-show, and he can do this. He has 3 shells left against 3 tanks.
And they're all on 3 shots. No, they're all on 1 shot. And can you multi-show Bill next Apple Wow Wow?
Can multi-show bring his team towards victory here? Very, very close stuff.
Dramatic ending of a match. Epic.
Now multi-show has 3 shells in this one though. How does Rage.Quit decide to play this one? Multi-show deciding to rotate around the map. Rage.Quit might try to cover all angles here if Halu goes to B2, for example, and Seba on the cap, and then covering.
1 cap, 2 guys, 1 guy behind them on B0.
Multi-show has to come in for this one.
Cover it.
He has to come in for this one with the position from Seba. Now, how does multi-show decide to take this one? His approach needs to be perfect in this one.
Halu needs to see him and deal at least 1 shot on him. At least 1 shot. He must hit now. Everything is on stake. Any games he played bad so far are not important. This shell can redeem everything. If he connects 1, he will win a match for Rage.Quit.
Now multi-show slowly but surely edging forward down that 1 line. It's going to be all on Halu here. Multi-show pre-aims the corner.
Let's see, building.
Halu has to land the shell. Halu has to land the shell. He does land the shell. Now Multi is trapped. Not looking good here. Multi tried to return, but Halu lands the shell, lands the crucial one. Now Multi-show.
Run, Halu, run, because this is the way to win, mate.
Run, Halu, run. As now Multi-show. Oh, it's 3v1 here, and now the second guy.
He cannot decap. They know where he is.
Seba, Yugi joining the cap here now, and Halu deciding to reposition again. Multi-show knows this is all over at this point.
The buildings are still at spot.
And the
Yugi is spotted. He should know where Multi is now.
Oh, Multi, can he make it?
10 seconds, 9.
Yugi? Oh, Multi-show! First reset here.
But, let's see. He still doesn't know where Halu is exactly. 2 shells left. 2 opponents left. 25 seconds.
Halu. He's looking the wrong way. He's looking the wrong way.
I'm gonna get a heart attack.
He's looking the wrong way.
I'm gonna get a heart attack.
Multi-show. Halu spots Multi-show. Around the corner, Halu goes. And Halu does it as he picks up Multi-show. And it is going to be Rage.Quit.
Praise the Rage.Quit.
It is going to be Rage.Quit. That closes out the game. How did they lose this?
No, this did not.
Not like this.
It did happen. Again.
Again, out of range, flunking it in a tiebreaker. It couldn't have gone any worse for them. They started it off so well. What happened? What happened? What's wrong?
Brain freeze?
Why is Raging pushing? Why is Desik pushing? Why are you trying to close out the game so badly for no reason?
I really don't know. Like, Rage.Quit gave them all opportunities to win this game now. Halu did a really careless pick there, and he lost only 900 HP. For that, he should have lost everything.
Why is Raging and Desik pushing at that point?
I don't know.
They can just play control very easily. Multi-show cleans up one of the bad shots there.
They
have control. They throw away their single shooters.
I guess the tilt you were talking about was in place. A deja vu and everything happening all over again and all over again and all over again. I think we should just see what happened now.
Let's take a look at the stats from that last round. That was a... if Halu